Good day, good day, good day. CRUCIAN Mahogany here. Welcome. If you're new here, hey girl. And if you're not new, what you saying? Everything Chris? Everything blessed? Good. I hope so. I'm restarting this intro because I was recording and there was no sound. Hopefully you can hear me now. Today's case, a whole family has been arrested. And this family was arrested after an 11-year-old girl in the family gives birth to her brother's baby in their bathtub. We have to rewind, okay? We need to rewind and we need to go back to when we cared. This story shows me that we really have a lot of work to do as a community, as a people, as humans, as humanity, to protect ourselves. This is a picture of the 3 people that were arrested after this 11-year-old had given birth to her brother's baby. One of those persons is in the middle is the brother himself. Then you have the mother and the father. 11-year-old girl who was allegedly raped by her brother gave birth at home. And now he and their parents are facing criminal charges. The girl gave birth to a boy in a bathtub in the St. Charles, Missouri. Her biological brother, who is a 17-year-old boy, was charged last week with incest, statutory rape, statutory sodomy of a person younger than 12, while her parents were charged with child endangerment, as they should. He did not see his sister as family, as something precious, as something to protect or to not give harm. He saw her as an object to be taken advantage of. Police say the girl's parents did not provide medical care to their daughter after she gave birth. Now, what could possibly be the thought process of parents, both mom and dad, who had no concern for their daughter's welfare? What message are we sending when an 11-year-old girl can be taken advantage of to the point of pregnancy? Pregnancy doesn't happen overnight. So this means these parents have known that this child was pregnant throughout her pregnancy. These parents who are watching their 11-year-old child grow with child, they allow her to complete her pregnancy and have the child in their home without medical care throughout all of this. What is that about? Police started the investigation on February 11th after the girl's parents brought a baby to the hospital. They still have the young girl in the house. They just bring the baby? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The baby still had the umbilical cord and placenta attached and a body temperature of 90 degrees according to a probable cause statement. The girl's father initially claimed the baby was his and had been dropped off on their porch by an ex-girlfriend. What? It seems to me they're going to the lengths of all of this to protect that boy and not protect that girl. At 11 years old, carried a child to term, yet no one has had the care for her, give her medical attention, yet bring the infant to the hospital and give us cover story about it being some mystery child that appeared on the doorstep from some ex-girlfriend. What kind of concoction is this? What kind of degradation is this? What is eating their brain? Even animals do better than this. He later told investigators that his daughter had given birth to the boy and that his son was the father. So I'm glad he was able to finally come clean. And I'll mention something as we get to the bottom of this report that I think is very important to note. The girl's parents claimed they were not aware that she was pregnant or that she was allegedly being sexually assaulted by her brother. Come on. I must have 4 heads. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. During the questioning, the brother told police he had sex with his sister about 100 times, but did not know she was pregnant. He also said he did not know how long this has been going on. This is blatant disregard for the sacredness, the innocence, no protection. I could not imagine being that 11-year-old girl. He's talking about it like they've been doing this for a long time. Oh, forever. They don't even know how many. Oh, more than 100. How long has he been abusing his sister? And where did it begin? I don't know this family. But what I can say is it did not begin yesterday. This behavior is usually passed along. It says that all 3 suspects had been being held at the St. Clair County Police Department, blah, blah, blah. The bail is set $10,000 for the woman, $100,000 cash only for the man, and $300,000 cash only for the teen, according to the court records. The baby, who was born premature, remains hospitalized, and the girl is in the care of relatives. The thing, let's rewind a little bit. The thing that I mentioned earlier that is important to take note of, I think, is that of all the conversation being had, it is said that it's, oh, the parents said this. We are not hearing from specifically the mom. Who knows whether she was even a victim in her own home, also, allegedly. If not, then she was cohort, and that is possible because we are not hearing anything from her particularly. They set her bail at $10,000, which is interesting, and maybe because of the aggression of the males in the family. Because all we've heard from is the father. We still also didn't hear from the teen, who actually is the one getting convicted of the, being held for $300,000. So he's apparently, and he's the father of the child. He is the one that has taken advantage of his sister. So his impact is huge. We also see that the father, his impact is also huge. So I had been given the father credit what credit was not due. I'm going to take that credit back. As we see here in this article, it talks about while caring for the newborn who still had the umbilical cord, the doctors noticed several inconsistencies. So noticing setbacks between the couple who supposedly find the little girl, they decide to call the police to investigate. So it wasn't the parents themselves who tell the police that it was, something, oh, it was their son, child. No, it was because of the noticing of the setbacks that someone else reported this to the police. Local authorities arrived within minutes and questioned the new parents of the child in the same way. They were not satisfied with their version and chose to investigate further. Upon reaching the neighborhood of St. Charles where the couple resided, they knocked on the door and were opened by a teenager who identified himself as a 17-year-old Norvan Leonidas Lopez Cante. The young man was betrayed by his nerves and quickly revealed that something was not right in that family. So it was the young man himself, them actually having to go to the house to find this young man. And that's because they saw something that was suspicious. It wasn't because they told. Let us do remember he is 17 years old. So of course, by the time he is confronted with such a serious situation, he's gonna crumble. So it was him having, being confronted by this. The young man was betrayed by his nerves quickly and revealed that something was not right. Officers entered the home and came across a completely bloodied 11-year-old girl. Oh my gosh, could you imagine? Although at first neither of them wanted to talk to the uniformed men. After pressuring them a little, they ended up spilling the soup, as they would say. These 2 children were terrified. I'm hoping that this was not something more sinister. It couldn't be that the parents made these children do this to one another, could it? No, that would be too sinister. The youngest had no choice but to confess that she had just given birth in her bathtub. She said that at least twice a week, he would get into her bed and force her to please him. Where were the parents? Where were they? Why were they not keeping an eye on these children? 𝐿opez-𝐭 was arrested on the spot, and the girl was rushed to the same clinic where her parents were with their daughter. When they were cornered, Lesbia 𝐿opez-𝐭 and Francisco Javier Gonzalez Lopez, the parents of the minor, had no choice but to tell the real version, even though they claimed they did not know anything until before the delivery. Yes, you claim not to know, but all of a sudden, you got to tell the truth because you were caught, not because the truth was the real thing you wanted to come out, because you were caught. Court records show that both Francisco and Lesbia, both 35 years old, stated that they were unaware their eldest son was sexually abusing the little girl. This boy took real advantage of this little girl. Okay? Her parents didn't do well either. They were charged with failing to protect the young child. They went to court. They were locked up. It says here, in the case of Francisco, it is likely that he will not be able to regain his freedom since immigration. He discovered that he had been deported before, and he returned to the country illegally, for which he plans to take him. What? For which he plans to take him to one of the detention centers. Oh my goodness. Does this have something to do with immigration? Were they trying to do something with this child so they can secure immigration? It says here in this article, the officials had reportedly placed a hold on all three defendants as they entered the country illegally from Guatemala. However, the minor girl was born in the United States and has been placed under foster care since the incident. Is this young girl being used as a sacrifice in order for these people to stay in this country? I know it sounds ridiculous, but sometimes the most ridiculous thing is exactly what it is. According to this, she's the only U.S. citizen. This little girl is so innocent. Look at what she says. Sometimes I wonder how life would be if this never happened, the minor victim told the court on Monday. She's probably been told that her helping, I don't want to imagine that this is really what happened to this little girl, that she was used like this. But these are the things we have to be on the lookout for. The prosecutor said that Gonzalez Lopez had been deported after the incident, but his case is pending. And the case is set for a plea hearing on April 28, and he was released from jail in July. The court dismissed the sodomy charges against 𝐿opez-𝐭 as part of a plea agreement. Or you don't want that part in it, like any of the other parts is any good, but you want to make sure that part does not remain. Anyways, Circuit Court judge ordered him to 10-year sentence for statutory rape and a concurrent 4-year term for incest. His lawyer said Monday that 𝐿opez-𝐭 is likely to be deported owing to the convictions. The plan has backfired, and you're still going to be deported, and now this young lady's life has been turned all the way around. She is not any longer a young woman who has her innocence. A study of Child Center Inc. shows that at least 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys are sexually abused before their 18th birthday. Now, this really is a problem in our community. I myself had an internship at a child abuse center, and the fact that they had cases every single time their doors were open was part of the problem. They had cases every day. Not a case, not here and there. Cases every day. Experts say that 90% of these outrages are committed by someone close to the victims, a person they generally trusted and even loved. And this is absolutely true. Most of this happens by family, friends of family, sitters, people who are very close in proximity, very close to these children. Neighbors, religious leaders, teachers, good friends, step-parents, uncles, cousins, grandparents, and even parents or siblings themselves are often the predators, according to official figures. Will we be ever able to stop this happening to our children? One more reminder of the enormous danger our children face every day, and not only outside, but inside their own home. You can't even be safe at home. Hopefully, this new case of child sexual abuse will open our eyes once and for all and allow us to understand the risks of allowing strangers to enter our family circles. Not just strangers, this is her brother. And who knows who else in the family. As I speak to not hearing from the mother, I don't know what the situation is, but abuse sounds like it is just the soup that makes up what arrived here in this family. I just feel for that young lady, for the rest of her life, the effects that she's gonna have now from having this experience being her whole life. He's been in her life her whole life. Her father has been in her life her whole life. Her brother has been in her life her whole life. Her whole development has been in the midst of abuse. And now this baby is born with brother and sister essences. They're biological brother and sister. The protector essence in the mother had been worn away. In most cases, in nature, you will see the mother usually is the protector of the cub. The mother is the protector of the young. In very few circumstances is it the father of the species. In the human species, it is also true that the mother is the protector and nurturer of the cub. If for some reason a mother is not able to or does not display those actions, we can see something wrong. Her essence, it had been withered away by whatever she had been going through, by the influence, the husband, who knows what. These are things we need to examine in order to get better as people, as human beings, and treat one another with grace, with respect, with humanity. We need to protect our children, protect the most precious and innocent in our community. This 11-year-old girl was not protected. Children who are suffering, children who are going through things like this that they should not have to go through. But I'm wondering, did anyone see the dynamic of the family? Did anyone else outside see what was happening? About this child who is pregnant, who needs medical attention, who is being assaulted by her family members maybe, possibly, who knows? We do better. This channel is about us being more aware, being observant, being knowledgeable, understanding the deeper connection we have with one another, the deeper connection we have with nature and with ourselves, getting to know ourselves better. I hope that you like the video. If you liked it, share the video with someone else so that they can leave their comments and thoughts about these types of situations. Subscribe to the channel. Support me. I thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.